Hello everybody, welcome back to Highfleet. I'm sorry it's been a few days since my last video. Things are a bit crazy, but they should be settling down soon and we'll go back into the swing of things. We're still recovering from the death of the rooster and the wiffle bat, which was quite difficult to deal with. But we're finding ourselves in an okay position now where we have a paladin, a jaguar and a rook to make up our primary attack fleet. To be honest, if we just have a quick look at them, the paladin and the jaguar are fine as is. They could be better, but they're not awful. The paladin has a big hole on the top of it where all of these zeniths are mounted, which could pose a problem, especially with the bridge being right here. I may wait until I've used up all of these missiles before I close that gap up, or I may do it beforehand, depending on how things are looking. Bearing in mind that I do still have a lot of zeniths, it'd be quite easy just to replace them for now. The Jaguar is a fine ship. It has the same problem with the open top, which will directly hit the bridge. I need to do something about this. It does have the double-barreled the double 180mm gun, which is not a gun I've used a lot in this playthrough, so I might hang on to that for now. Just sort of thinking about it, a really simple way to fix this up, not like a long-term fix, but just a very basic change would be to just add some reinforced armor here. Get rid of these 2 escape pods, which I will try and mount somewhere else if I can. Add another 2 bits of reinforced here, and we could either leave it like that, which means that this section here will probably get hit by prox fuse, or we could bring armor on top of it. Now the other thing that we need to think about here is that we need to side armor above these 2 engines. They're actually quite exposed, and there's an additional problem where this ship only has the 4 MK25s. So it has a 2.8 thrust to weight ratio, and what I might like to do is just add, I'm just going to do, what was that piece I just removed? That was a piece of armor. Okay, I might just like to quickly, while I'm here, what's this, reinforced hull, yeah, get rid of this. Just while it's in my head, I think I'm going to add in 2 of these here, like this. Is that right around? That's right around. Remove these, replace them with square pieces, and then add in 2, do I have any D30Ss? Yeah, I do. 2 D30Ss here. Re-add the legs. I think they were these parts. More like a tick. And that will massively increase its thrust ratio, and it lets it do what I like to do, which is dodge vertically by giving it some more downward thrust. There is still a big issue with these 2 engines. If we're rebuilding this ship right now, I may as well do something about this. If I get rid of these 2 pieces here, I'm trying not to do a massive rebuild here, but I've just got it in my head of what I want this to look like. I can grab 2 reinforced pieces here, and yeah, I know the armor layering isn't great with the way I'm doing this, but I don't want to remove tons of armor and then re-add it. This is just a quick rebuild. We'll add on some corner sections here, and like this. Can we shift these radio towers? Anyway, yeah, we can put the radio towers here. That's what I was hoping. They're not blocking the missiles, are they? Are blocking the missiles, which is unfortunate. But we could just change. We could fix the missiles in a second, and then I could, if I wanted to, put some armor along the top here, like this. That is going to slow the ship down a lot if I do that, but I might just try some stuff out. People are going to be like, oh, don't put armor on top of your ship, it's going to try to armor piercing, but just makes it a little bit more sturdy. And then if I want to fix this here, I'll do a really awful hack. I'll add 2 side pieces like this, and then I'll pick up the missile, spin it around 190 degrees, and get it to fire at the side of the ship like that. And that is a terrible rebuild of the Jaguar, but it gets rid of this problem here with the bridge being awfully exposed, and gives it a bit more thrust. So up to 3.1 thrust to weight ratio, 744mm range. It could be better, but we'll just stick with this. We'll just call this a Jaguar. Terrible rebuild, honestly. I just did it on the fly, but we'll stick with it. So what I want to deal with at the moment is we need to get... we will have other ships we need to look at. Sorry, we have one other ship. Like I said, the Paladin's fine, the Jaguar is okay. We also have this Rook. The Rook is not a good ship. It's like a really cheap attack corvette, but it has 137mm gun, and it has these 4 bombs. And for one thing, I can't hit with bombs. I'm just really bad with them. But it's a cheap chassis, and when we got some more cash, I want to try and get it over to somewhere like Dedan to refit into something else. We are a bit low on cash right now, not terribly low, but low. So I want to get my probably get the Paladin and the Rook in the air and try and get them to intercept some trade fleets. So we've got Raiden here, and get some money. But also what I want to do is deal with this missile carrier fleet. If it's still here, it's a bit of a problem in my side. So I'm just going to launch a T7. We're going to send it with 266mm rockets just to try those out and see if it can pick up anything here. If it can, we're going to send in the whole fighter fleet. We're really kind of stuck while we wait for the Faith, or we're going to rename that next episode, to repair. And that's going to definitely slow us down for a little while. So we're just kind of killing time a little bit, trying to make the area around us as safe as possible so that we can, in the long run, get out of here and get into winning this whole adventure. Is that what I want to call it? Yeah. Let's see if there's anything here. Yeah, the missile carrier group is still here. Let's see what it's made up from. Lots of ships on the ground. I made the mistake earlier in the campaign of... Oh, look at the size of those rockets. All right, let's send in the Society Specials. We'll just send in a whole ton of fighters with bombs to deal with this carrier group. I'm not really that worried about it. I just don't want it behind me. I don't want it dogging my steps. So we're going to get... You're going to take some 250 kilogram bombs and get here really fast. Because we've got a lot of those. Just get you all up in the air. I'm going to keep one T7 back to intercept any missiles that come for me. And I want to use up the rest of my 100 kilogram bombs. Bearing in mind that these guys will be up in the air when I'm trying to bomb them, so we'll probably miss. In fact, we're going to send these guys in twos. In fact, we're going to send them in 1, 2, 3 in threes, just to increase the saturation. 1, 2, 3. I've got two missile loads left, so we'll send them in as well, just to see what we can do and see what mischief we can cause. And we'll just fast forward through that. So here comes the airstrikes. They're in the air now, so they're a lot harder to hit, but the T7 should be fast enough to just drop a bomb on them anyway. Maybe not. Oh, that one caught. Yeah, I've set off the silent strike alarm again, but I'm not really that worried. He took a lot of damage. Look at him tumble over. Also, thank you again to whoever told me I could move the camera around during these strikes. That makes life a lot easier. We'll just get these strikes out of the way. I know we do a lot of strikes in this playthrough, but I like them. Is this going to hit? Double hit. Nice, that's one of them done. What I might do is send in the Paladin to finish this fleet off and get some money out of it, depending on how these airstrikes go. Probably didn't even need to airstrike them, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm going to send the Paladin. Send the Paladin in to finish this guy off, make a bit of money off it. All right, let's recall these fighters. No, I'm just going to kill it. I'm not really that worried. Let's not beat around the bush. Easy. And that's a good airstrike. Okay, that's another strike fleet dealt with. So you guys can all return home. Yeah, they need to return home now. So come home. Come home. Come home. I clicked on the fourth one, so I clicked on the third one. Come home. Come home. And finally, come home. Now who's still... Yeah, everyone is now heading home. Excellent. Okay, and that is the end of that missile attack group. So the next thing we want to do is I want to get the Rook. My Paladin isn't repairing, is it? Did I make some changes to the Paladin? I think I added a missile to it, didn't I? We're just going to send that off, even though the repairs aren't complete. And the Black Eye, they don't have great distance coverage, do they? I want to get them into Dan because I want to upgrade them a little bit. Hopefully Dan has all the components I need. They can then link up with the Shamala Hamala, which needs to refuel in Narad. So let's send them off, and we'll just get the Shamala Hamala to repair. That's right, it landed here to see what they had for sale because I was thinking about picking up a Lightning. That's right, I remember now. Because there is this Lightning here, which we thought would maybe become the Rooster 2, which it is actually going to do. I'd forgotten about that. There's a Navarine here as well, but we're going to stick with a Lightning. We don't have the parts I need to upgrade this guy, do we? No, because we need to get 2 D80 Molots on him. That's fine. So they will fuel up and they will join these guys at Dadan, and that'll be our main attack fleet. So let's just fast forward through this. They are fully refueled, so I'll get you guys to fly over here as well. And let's just see how things are looking. We've got 205 hours of repairs left here. They are almost fully fueled, which is good. We've got 2 intel built up at Mushin as well. That's quite good for finding some trade fleets. So once we've done maybe some repairs at Dadan, we'll jump over to Mushin and see what we can detect. There also may be a Tarkhan Agtash. So that might actually be the first objective for this fleet, is to try and take Agtash. I just hope that I can do it, because it's going to be pretty bad if I can't. That's going to put me in a really bad position. But yeah, we'll wait for these guys to go. So the top fleet of this fleet is only 258, and that's because of the Rook. The Rook has a really low top speed. As you can see, this fleet has a 600, almost 600 top speed because the Lightning is fast. Even in its default configuration, it is a great ship. We are a bit low on funds, so that's something we do need to keep in mind. I'll have to try and sell some more components, which I don't really want to do. I'll wait for these guys to arrive too. Actually, let's see what components are available in Dedan. In Dedan, we have AK-100s, we have 2A-37s, we have D-30Ss. I do want to use some of these in my Rook rebuild. I don't know how much money I want to spend on the Rook rebuild though. I think that's going to be a different video. I'm going to do a little side video where I rebuild the Rook. So for now, I think the Rook's just going to follow around with the fleet. Although it is slowing the fleet down considerably, so it may sit in Dedan for a little while. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it in Dedan while the rest of the fleet moves up to Agtash. Let's just grab enough fuel to get to Agtash. How are we doing for ammo? Is there anything here I'm not interested in? Not really. Let's just up this a little bit more because I want them to be able to come back from Agtash should something go wrong. Okay, so next objective, take Agtash, see if there's a Tarkhan here, and it also puts us one jump away from Tarshish. If we can get to Tarkhan, to Agtash safely, we're going to bring up our aircraft carriers to Dedan, and they're going to hit Tarshish with an airstrike, that way they're going to come in and finish off. I think I'll need to buy more fuel because this fleet is very slow. But we're going to leave the Rook behind, like I said. Let's just up to that much fuel. And then if I select the Black Eye, the Shamalahama, our Lightning, and our Paladin, the Paladin is also very slow. That's right. The Paladin has a top speed of 258, which is unfortunate. And that's just maximum fuel. Okay, we're just going to have to wait until the fuel is fully fueled. Even at max fuel, that's as far as we can get without the Rook. With the Rook, we can go further, is that right? Hang on, let me unselect all of these. With the Rook, we can get to here. That's interesting. Black Eye, Shamala, Lightning. Okay, just wasn't updating. So I'm going to leave the Rook behind and send these guys on to Agtash and see what we can do here. And then what I'm going to do is select the Big Iron, the Wasp, and the... Where's my other ship? Malta Stroganoff, and I'm going to fly them up to Dedan. And there, because they've got enough fuel, they can operate independentely. I don't need to worry about getting a tanker for them. Alright, so the only thing we've got to worry about here is the Paladin is dead slow. We've got a long time to wait until the Jaguar is ready as well, because unfortunately it's behind the Faith and the refit, which is not great, but we'll deal with it when we do. We also need to remember that we are on the lookout for engines for our battleship as well. It needs a lot of engines to get going. Let's just speed time up a little bit. The Silent Strike probability of the Paladin and the Lightning is 91%. So before we get into the red zone, I'm going to send them out ahead with a full complement of fuel, just so they can make it back to the tankers if they have to, and we'll get the tankers to loiter so that they don't overtake them on the way in. So I'm just waiting for the return fuel area to come in, just like always. Now that the base is in range, we're going to send them off. You do have enough fuel for this flight. I think these two don't have enough fuel. Yeah, they have. I've left them with no fuel, so they've landed. That's fine. It's not fine. It's terrible, but we can refuel them somewhat. Now we've got a heat spike, which is actually just these ships here. That was really dumb. Just left them in the desert with no fuel, but we can come back and pick them up. I'd rather they were out of the way rather than getting shot down, because if there's something bad here, we can pick these guys up in the future, whereas we can't pick these guys up. I'm still not really operating with the right headspace on just how inefficient the Paladin is. And that's because I didn't let the refit go through. Now that I think about it, no, the refit's on the Jaguar. I need to refit the Paladin as well to have downward thrusting engines. That is a big deal. Let's see what's happening. Let's just quickly check something. So they managed to hit them without setting off the silent strike alarm, so they will be on the ground. We're going to make good use of our missiles here. I think they're very important for this attack. The Lightning will come in second to clear up anything that's on the ground that might be causing us a problem. Alright, so we will switch these two around. Paladin first. We've got a Gladiator to deal with, which will be a problem. I want to use AP rounds to deal with it. You can only use Prox Fuse, which is fine, because you've got AK-100s. So we're going to come and we're going to try and launch as many missiles. We're trying to take the Gladiator out with missiles, and then we'll go down. So just launch a couple of missiles now. Don't launch all my missiles, but I do want to hit the wrong ship, unfortunately. That's a slugger. One shoot. The Palace is going to shoot that down. That's a big hit on the Gladiator. I can probably take it out now. Yeah, the Gladiator's down, so we're just going to deal with this guy. I'm going to switch to the Lightning for this. Use a lot of missiles there, but I don't want to take any risks at this point. I'll bring the Lightning in to finish this fight off. My first and original love in this game. Should be it. Yeah, easy. Okay, we got to win. Phew, I'm finding it very worrying every time I go into a fight at the moment because I'm so worried that I'm going to lose my fleet again to causing a mistake. But we did well here because we took this town without setting off the alarm. The enemy doesn't know we're here. We can make some money off the loot. So what we're looking for, wow, no loot at all, just an ASO 75, which is worth nothing. There's not even any fuel to loot. So what we're going to do here is we're going to search the captain's cabin. That's probably our best bet to kick things off. And then we're going to fully refuel, probably send the Lightning out to pick up the fuel ships if we can, and then we'll just ferry them backwards and forwards. Okay, we're supposed to indicate unknown Garati Tarkin in area far northeast of city Agtash in order to increase security patrols. So we know that there is probably a Tarkan up in Samara. So let's just make a note of that. So the Tarkan that we thought was in Agtash is probably up here in Samara. We want to pick him up if we can. Let's go back in for a rescue order. Search the crew cabin, search the radio room, disassemble the hull. You know what, if we can get it, we'll disassemble the hull for the repair parts, just to save some money. A bit frustrating we didn't make any cash on that attack. I guess using proxies does completely destroy ships as does hitting them with missiles. So, you know, that's my own fault. And we'll disassemble the hull. And then if we've got time, we'll also search the crew cabins. Can't even believe I didn't get any fuel. That's crazy. I relied so much on free fuel earlier on in this campaign that not getting any now is just nuts to me. Okay, we've just got time to search the crew cabins as well. So we'll just let that tick over. They're out of fuel there. You're just chilling here in Dadan. The air fleet is almost here. Let me just check. Are we actually in range of Tarshish from here? Yes, we are. Perfect. So we can get ready for that big airstrike. We'll get some nukes from taking Tarshish, so that'll make us some money. We got a gold elephant. That's great. Let's land in the town and see if there's an event. I would like to land both of them. Yeah, they both took a bit of damage. It'll take a couple of seconds to do that. I used up all of the rockets on the Paladin, which was just like fantastic strategic work for me. Didn't need to keep any of those, you know, for later on in this campaign or anything. Maybe a bit of an oversight, firing off 8 Zeniths in one fight. The problem with firing rockets that I find, and is why I don't use them too much, is you press spacebar to fire them. And you press shift to boost your engines, which I just did there. And what I find happens is when I want to boost, because I played so many platforming games and stuff in the past, I just like automatically want to push spacebar as well. I end up launching a missile. It just doesn't really register in my mind that that's what I'm doing, and that's kind of how I end up just wasting missiles like I did there. That was a very not sensible way of engaging that fight. But whatever, we beat a Gladiator without taking too much damage, and I think we're fully aware of just how dangerous Gladiators are at the moment. Okay, we're down on the ground. So I get these ships repaired. Any events? Yes, the growing cold. Oh, this is an event. Pyotr approaches you, clearing preparing himself for a difficult discussion. It is getting very cold on the ships, he begins. Grand Duke, for our crew shape, I must ask your permission to keep the turbines running idle, even while docked. Are you saying we should keep burning fuel at all times? Yes, my Duke, at low rates, responds the weary general. If it means the men won't freeze, I've been to sickbay. It is filled to the brim. So our options are: we cannot afford to burn fuel while docked, or very well, you have my permission. What this will do is give us a big morale hit if we say no to this. I think that's the only downside to it. You can see that our morale across the fleet is actually quite high for some reason. So I think, and also I'm very low on cash, like very low on cash. And you know what? The faithful will survive the cold. We cannot afford to burn fuel. Aye, aye, sir. Pyotr sighs and leaves. We're not going to get the hit yet now, but we'll get it later, and we're going to suffer for it. But I'm hoping that it's not going to be too bad. So I'm actually going to fill the tanks here because I want to pick up these guys. Anything in the shipworks I want. Obviously I want to repair my ships. But we can use the repair parts that we picked up to do the repairs, which is great. It means we don't have to charge any money. I want the... what's the difference between these two? We'll go to this one. If you can... You're not going to find any rockets. It's going to take cost 310. There is nothing for sale. Oh, there's RD-59s. Are they what I need? Or is it the other big ship? Let's have a look. If we go back to the City of the Hidden People here and just check on the Faith in the shipyard... It is got RD-59s, it's RD-51s. Yeah, I think I need RD-59s. I need 2 RD-59s, so let's pick those up before I forget about them. They're not that expensive. Shipworks, RD-59 times 2. Yeah, they're only 200. Oh, there's only one for sale here. Well, that's one more than we had before. All right, and then we need to wait for the fuel to get loaded, and then we'll go and pick up, once the repairs are finished, we'll pick up these guys, and we'll probably prepare to launch our airstrike at Tarshish. And we'll use the money we get from the nukes on Tarshish to deal with the crap that's about to come our way. But everyone's at morale 10, apart from these two that are morale 9, so I'm not too worried about morale hit. I think that's the only negative effect of this event. I honestly can't remember off the top of my head if that's it. Now, Dadan has become dangerous because we've hung around in the city for a long time, but I think we're past really needing to worry about that. Like, we're deep into this campaign. They have now landed. I'm just waiting for these repairs to complete so I can pick up the fuel tankers. Okay, go pick up the fuel tankers. I'm trying to decide, well, let's just do a refuel here before we do anything else. Supplies. Let's get enough fuel to get you back to the City of the Hidden People. Costing me so much money here. And then what I want to do... Why are you saying out of fuel? Nobody here's out of fuel. Oh, it's these guys here in the desert. That makes sense. The question is... I think I want to wait until we've picked up these guys, brought them back and refueled them before we launch the airstrike. So we're just going to wait for that to go through. The repair's got 189 hours left, which means it's getting somewhere. We'll get the Jaguar up and running soon as well. I should maybe have moved the Jaguar up to Dadan to repair it, to be honest. That was a bit of an oversight on my part. If I just send it over, can it make it? No, it can't. I need to send it over with a tanker. Oh well, no worries. We'll be fine. It's an in-the-pocket ship. Let these guys pick these guys up. Hopefully they've got enough fuel now to make it to Agtash. They don't. Ugh, this is so frustrating. Okay, Shamala Hamala. Load up with 10% fuel. And get to Agtash. And then these guys just... No, these guys don't have enough fuel to get there now. No. He's going to get fuel, come back. We'll just play fuel ferrying. Yeah, I'm such a great commander. Do I even have enough money to refuel now? You fill up, just fill your tanks. It shouldn't take too long because we're at a fuel store. I'm tempted just to launch this airstrike now because these guys are going to be faffing around in the desert for a while. So let's just get it in the air. So we're going to send in, we're going to go in with the 266mm rockets in 2s on the T7s. And then we're going to get the, do I have one of these? No, I'm going to get the LA-29s to come in with 250 kilogram bombs afterwards in 2s. Takes a while. The last couple will come in with 100 kilogram bombs, and that's everything I want to launch right now. So that's that massive air wing in the air. We'll let this refueling go through, and we will see what happens when we hit Tarshish, because it should have a big garrison, and then this fleet can just fly over and capture it. And we can sell the nukes to make some money, because we're very, very low in cash right now. Because, you know, we've been spending a lot of money on just frivolous ships that we keep throwing away through no fault of our own. Because we're not terrible at this game, I swear. Alright, here they come. So the T7s are going to hit first, and they're going to get to hit without the silent strike alarm being activated. I'm hoping they can do a lot of damage before they get detected. Bear in mind, we've got 4 266mm ships per attack. There's a lot of ships here. We've got a Gladiator here. They're coming in on this guy here. Did he survive that? There's an ammo explosion. Looks like he did survive that. That's unfortunate. Yeah, just going to go through more airstrikes, I'm afraid. But we're getting close to the end of the campaign. I would like to point out that Khiva is just here. So we're getting really, really close. Let's see how this strike goes. They're coming in on the same ship. I can't remember the name of the ship, but it is doing quite well against these missiles. Next one will probably destroy it. Not too bad a garrison. If we do enough damage to it with these airstrikes, I can probably finish off with the Paladin, even without the missiles. didn't manage to destroy it. That's frustrating. I was hoping the 266mm rockets would do more. Probably should just put the 250-kilogram bombs on these guys. The armor's probably protected them enough from them. Alright, well now it's up to our smaller planes to do their work. We've almost finished refueling here at Agtash. So we'll get you over and to pick up the rest of the fleet for the 9th time. And we will see what happens when these ships come in. So here comes the other airstrikes. So they're in the air now, which will make this much harder. These planes are also a lot slower, which means that the other guys will probably be able to dodge the bombs. Oh, that's a good bombing strike. Oh, I just missed. Alright. There's going to be a lot of missing here, I think. I may have overplayed my hand. So just try and get through these. It's a shame I can't zoom in. Where are we coming in from? No, that's another miss. Oh dear. Yeah, trying to bomb alerted fleets is very hard. The thing is these guys can't leave, but they will repair, so the ordnance will be wasted. You'd think they'd just miss. If they let go, if they just change the trajectory slightly, we'd be able to get them. The rockets might do it, I don't know. Even one ship would be a decent victory against this garrison. So let's have a look what we've got. We've got a Gladiator, we've got, looks like a Navarin. Maybe two, these might be two Navarins actually. This will be ballistic, and then we've got this guy. They're coming from a different angle? Nah, still no joy. Come on, bombers. It's a lot of ordnance you're dropping in the desert. I think we've got two more airstrikes, 2 more bombing runs, and then our missile strike. I'm hoping the missile strike at least takes care of this guy. Sarna, I think he's maybe called? No, that's the other one. Oh, nope. Everyone's a miss. Okay. One more bombing strike and then a rocket strike. Oh, this is 8 bombs? Oh, this is 100 kilogram bombs. I think. I dropped 100. I dropped a lot of bombs. I didn't drop a rockets. I didn't have any left. Oh! Yay, we got a kill. Amazing. Good work, guys. Don't get shot down. Yeah, retreat. I lost a plane. We got a ship, and I should be thankful with just that. Losing one plane is okay. Ooh, that was a big explosion. I think that was him crashing to the ground. Yeah, it was him crashing to the ground. Well, we took out one ship with that massive airstrike. So they're going to go home. We're going to wait for the silent strike alarm to finish. By then, these guys can come in, and I'm hoping that they can maybe do something. Yeah, a little bit disappointing. The T-7s might be back in action again. I could send them in with some bombs. But the silent strike alarm is going to take a while. All right, he's landing. Let's see how the fuel situation updates once he's landed. Enough fuel to either get to Agtash, or we could do a Hail Mary on Tarshish. But there's still quite a big garrison at Tarshish, and all I've got to attack it with is a Paladin with no missiles and a Lightning that has AK-100s. Part of me wants to be extremely risky here and just go for it. Alright, thinking about it, I don't think I can take this garrison with my Jaguar. So what I'm going to do is I want to get these guys to Agtash. I'm going to relocate this fleet to Agtash as well. We'll launch another airstrike once the T-7s are back in action and the silent strike alarm has run off, and then we'll try and take it. I just think that there's just too much in the way. Oh no, don't do that yet. There's too much in the way of enemies right now for me to properly win that fight. Much as I'm desperate for the money and I'm really worried about the event that's going to happen because of the fuel situation, it's just not worth it. We only need to wait 6 hours for the silent strike alarm to reset, and at that point we can attack. The only thing I need to worry about is getting enough fuel for the fleet at Agtash to fly over to Tarshish, because we're down to 856 funds after all the messing around I've done in this session. We do have stuff we can sell, or I think I might actually ask the prince for money. Where is he? Prince, ask for funds. Cool. Much as I don't like getting Prince Fazil's support down, I need the money right now. All right, let's get these fleets over to Dadan and wait for the silent strike alarm to end. So that's about to end. I don't think my planes are up in the air yet, though. We're going to wait for that to happen. I want to refuel this fleet quite considerably because I want them to be able to loiter outside of the detection range of the fleet, the garrison at Tarshish, so that they can jump in right behind the planes and get them while they're still on the ground, if I can. One thing I'm worried about is fleet HQs generally have a lot of anti-aircraft missile carriers that are ground like tanks, and they don't show up when you do bombing strikes, but they could cause me a lot of problems if they are there. So let's just keep an eye on this. We're just basically waiting for these aircraft to become available, which seems to be taking a long time. I'm just waiting for that to happen. We're down to 174 hours here. How are we doing now? No aircraft ready yet. I think it usually takes about... there we go. T7s are starting to come online now. So let's send them out with 250 kilogram bombs in groups of... Actually, I'm sending them out in groups of 1. Because I don't need to go over the top here. 1. Hang on a second. Don't want to do it this way. I do want to do this, but I want them to loiter. Because I want this fleet, which is the Molotov, the Shamala, the Lightning, and the Paladin, which all need names, to go and attack Tarshish. I don't want the planes to... I may have launched these planes prematurely. I'm not going to launch the others just yet. Because it's going to take them... How long is it going to take them? It's going to take them 5 hours to get there. Damn it. That was dumb. Because I don't want these planes to hit until these guys are about to hit. I think you've got like an hour. How much range do you guys have left? We could... Understood. Why are you... What's going on here? Why are you joining? What have I done? I've sent out the wrong ship, haven't I? For some reason, the Molotov Stroganoff is not the ship I thought it was. Okay, you get back to base. However, launch your LA-29s from here because you're really close. And that's what's going to do the majority of this strike, I guess. And then you launch your T7s to join in too. They're going to come in with rocket strikes, just because the thing's going to be in the air when you hit. All right, and then these guys just have to come home because I messed up really badly again. Let's see how this goes. Are you heading back, Molotov Stroganoff? No. Well, they're on the ground. Here comes some bombs. Let's see what happens. At least these bombing strikes are going to come in. Oh, you need to hit the Gladiator, guys. It's incredibly important. Well, that's one ship down. But seriously, it's incredibly important that you hit this Gladiator. Like, it is extremely important that you hit this Gladiator. Let's just pause the game for a second. Oh, great, I can't. Because I need to order the Molotov Stroganoff back. It can't be part of this attack fleet. Okay, that's 2 down. This is better. LA-29s are still good on surprise attacks. T7s are good for lightning strikes. Let's keep that in mind. Right, Molotov Stroganoff. Give it a bit of fuel. Get back to Agtash on your own, please. I keep misclicking, and that is why it is not going. Whoa, no, that's too much fuel. And you guys still have enough fuel to get to your destination? Yeah, you do. Cool. See where these bombs are going. Coming on the Gladiator. Excellent. Do as much damage as you can, please. Just need to crack that armor on top so I can drill into it with the 80 Molots on the Paladin. Cool. Hurry up. Got a lot going on here. Okay, just gotta wait for these strikes. So here come the T7s now. So they've managed to join in. No, this is my last LA-29. It has a 250 kilogram bomb on it. This is a much more effective airstrike. We know that the Gladiator has a lot of topside armor, so I'm not worried that it's like taking a few bombs to get through. Alright. So now what I wanted to do is just like hold the fleet back until the T7s have hit. Well, they're going to get there plenty of time. So Molotov Stroganoff is heading back and the rest of the fleet is heading in. So these guys are coming in with the rockets. really impressive strikes, even though not doing a lot of damage. Now, it looks like the Molotov Stroganoff might not have enough fuel to do this on its own, so I might need to just send in the back eye to support it here. Here's our last airstrike. It's not going to kill the Gladiator, I don't think. No. Those rockets were disappointing. I was expecting more from them, unfortunately. Oh, there's a little ammo explosion there at the end. So those planes are all coming back. Now our fleet's coming in. They will be in the air when we attack them, but there should be a few of them. There should be enough that we can take them out. Let's just fast forward until this happens. Yeah, they're radioed in our position, which means the enemy know where we are, but I'm not too worried about that anymore. Let's get into a fight. Okay, so we're dealing with a Gladiator, an Intrepid, and a Ballistic. The Gladiator is actually in a pretty good state considering how much of a bombing it took. This is the problem, and this is what I'm worried about. These runners are going to cause me a lot of issues. So I think I'm actually going to start off with the Lightning. Lightning's going to try and take out the Intrepid and the Ballistic, and then the Paladin can come in to deal with the Gladiator. That could be a bad way of doing this, but we'll see. We'll try and ignore the Gladiator as much as possible. He just shot down his own, two of his own rockets for me. Just gotta watch out for that. Oof. Not a good start. You can tell I'm not full of landing for a while. Here comes more Prox Fuse. Nah. Prox Fuse is a disaster for me. We'll do the best we can, but we're probably gonna have to change this fight and send the Paladin first, because that Prox Fuse is just a nightmare. Well, that's the Ballistic taken out. Let's get out of here if we can. Oh, bad hit. Can we get out of here? One last. And get out. Okay, right. Try and take out this guy here first. Good did that hit? Did that hit me or did that hit him? Right, he's down. It's just me and the Gladiator left now. I want to try and attack the Gladiator from the top because the armor's been opened up there. Need to remember I've got a 37mm gun here. Got no anti-air, anti-fire. Got him. Gladiator's down. Okay, we took a lot of damage there. I'm tempted to redo the fight. I'm going to redo the fight. We'll send the Paladin in first, and the Gladiator in second, because we just took too much damage there. Oof, he stuck through, didn't he? Yikes. Okay, I'm not too worried about the Ballistic. I want to take out this Gladiator. Okay, he's down. Alright, now we should take out this Ballistic. Once we do that, we don't have to worry about the missile carriers down below us. They will get automatically captured. Oh, let's get away from the missiles. Come on, a little bit higher. Got him. Okay. Right, that was a better win. That was a much better win. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Whew, these fights, man, these fights. Okay. Right, we've got a Vermful, we've got a Molot, we've got ammo fuel. I definitely want this Molot. We have to grab that. All right, however, we're actually going to end this session here. I think that's enough stress for one session. So next time we'll take Tarshish, we'll get some money from it. We're one step closer to Khiva. We're getting really close. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.